The key to any hobby or learning experience is having the tools to set you up for optimal success. Today, we look at what piano is best for beginners, and we answer the very difficult question. So stick around.
Hi, this is Ted with Alamo Music Center in beautiful downtown San Antonio, Texas.
I'm Patrick Marr. You can find us online at alamomusic.com. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channels, check out our other videos, sign up for notifications, like our videos, leave us comments. We appreciate the support, and we love to interact with you. What piano is best for the beginner?
I'm going to do my cop-out answer. It depends.
Well, it's
But
not
I'm
what's
going to go one
best.
step over that.
What's
depends.
right?
What's right, what's best is, I agree with what you said, the instrument that gets the job done.
Okay.
But I think I'm kind of right when I say define beginner, because that'll define the instrument you're going to need to get the job done.
Well, I think
poke in the right
I think
direction.
that's what we're going to go over here in this video. I think there are different types of beginners. There's different types of goals in learning piano. But which one is right for me? It's the one that gets the job done. It's the one that leads you to success. And so that's easier said than done. But in other videos we talked about the commitment of learning an instrument and saying, hey, this is good enough for me right now. I will continue to work on this and push myself if I can commit to this. And so I think part of that commitment is also the instrument that's involved. And so whatever your budget is, whatever you've diagnosed as this is what's right for me, if that brings commitment, it's almost like it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. The instrument is the one that you chose. The one that you have,
Right.
the one that you've chosen is the one that's going to lead you to where you want to be. And it's all about intention. So
Right.
not to be too hippie about it, right?
Right. Well, no, the thing is that it's very easy to be oversold anything. And a lot of people are kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I just want to get the job done, man. I don't need to buy a $10,000 thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it depends on, as I said, it depends on defined beginner. And as we've been so well informed a lot of times through the comments, a beginner can be a retired person that is just taking it up for the
I've
first time.
always wanted to play.
Always wanted to play. Now I find myself in a nursing home. What's the best thing for me? I can have a piano in my room. Well, you're not going to put it up against the wall to where there's a guy on the other side. So that sounds to me like a digital. And that you'll probably find out talking to that person, I want to practice in my room to get good enough so I can go play the grand piano in the main room where they have their day room or whatever it is. I'm not good enough and I don't want to practice out there because I can't stand to hear myself practice out there. And they don't want to hear scales and me messing up. I can work out the bugs and as I get good play out there. That's one kind of beginner that, unless they tell you, we're not going to guess that's a beginner because we're always guessing as little kids. And so it's different.
Yeah, and I think it's important to recognize the what these instruments can do. And so I think I'd like to go through and list off some recommendations. Because,
Sure, absolutely.
Because there's the little keyboard that you can carry with you that's got battery portability. And I find those very difficult to learn on or to play on. And if that's all that you're willing to spend, I think that's okay. I think if you're choosing for somebody else that can be a harder thing to learn on. I always like to start with 88 weighted keys, kind of as a base minimum. A lot of teachers will follow that logic as well. And so you're looking at we've done lots of videos on them, but Yamaha, Kawai, Roland, they all make even Casio, they make a great 88 weighted key instrument, and they're from quality brands, and you can get them usually somewhere in the 400 to 800 range is a really good price range. If you're willing to spend a little bit more, then you get the ergonomics in the stand and all that, and then you're looking at the Arius line from Yamaha. You're looking at Kawai's KDP line, and I think they have the $799, $899 price range. With the bench, with the stand and the pedals, that kind of gets you started. Once you approach the $1,000 to I would say about $2,500 price range, you're looking at more advanced instruments. The Clavinova line starts becoming attainable.
Are some advanced features. The one thing I'm real big on is if it's either the beginning student or students, if it's a family and they're young kids and they're like 11 or 12 or under. I think it's real important that they learn music along with learning piano if they want to learn piano. And part of that in that age group, I always ask, because it's always a thing. It's like, okay, who sings? Every little kid sings. They all
Plug the microphone in here.
Get them something where they can plug in a microphone and get some reverb, some echo, and so they can really practice singing with the instrument.
And then they can learn what a saxophone sounds like,
absolutely.
And a trumpet,
I'm
and
real
drums.
big on that, getting little kids a loud microphone so they can practice. And that drives their interest in music. And then they want to hear the right chord so they can sing it proper. And that motivates that. That is the best form of curiosity. Like, hey, wait, man, that's not how it goes. It goes, yeah, this is more like it. Now sing it.
And so, yeah, as you approach that price range, I think you get the option of a used instrument as well, a used upright that is going to be in pretty good quality. If you're looking at $1,500 to about $2,500, it starts getting, as an option. Anything under $1,500 on an upright, it's probably more of a liability that needs work. Sometimes it's better to invest in a digital instrument.
I do want to say this one thing, is that there are a lot of instruments that have lights that come down, as like playing Space Invaders and all that. And that is a great way to learn the music and to practice. It's great for beginners. But a lot of times that flashing lights doesn't mean they're going to sit there and practice it. It's the instrument and the drive to get good. The flashing lights are just the instructions. So with a beginner, the instrument has to be there. And the ones that are just those flashing lights, it's a great way to learn the mechanics about playing the piano. And so that can help out a lot, but if you don't use it, if it's a feature that's not used, it's not going to work as well.
Yeah, and as you move up through the technology products, they add more features. It gets better, sounds more like an acoustic instrument, but you also get the options of getting a real great made acoustic instrument, and this is where you're in the $4,000 to about, I would say, $8,000 range. Used baby grands come out at that price point. New uprights, really nice used uprights come in on this price point. And you just look for a good brand, Yamaha, Kawai. Sometimes you can find a Steinway. Sometimes you can find an old Baldwin that's nice. Then there's a whole plethora of these American manufacturers here. Kimball, Kohler and Campbell.
Oh, in the used market, it's just there's tons of great pianos, and they're affordable.
And so you find either a store that you trust that has reputable reviews, or you go through a technician and a private buyer. You can find these instruments, but those bigger investments, the family's making an investment and the family's making a commitment, and we see a lot of success in those households because people are everyone's getting involved a little bit in this decision, and it's not just either the kid or the teenager.
Oh yeah, it's those that have to listen to it and remember
and
the
see it
number
every
of
day.
sales we have that require, can you turn the piano off and put them on headphones? That has really picked up in the last couple of years.
Yeah, and if you are looking to make a big investment and say, hey, this is I want my kids to learn piano, or I want to learn piano, I've always wanted to. There's some great instruments, baby grand pianos that have headphone capability, so you get the full acoustic, the full digital. We've done reviews on that. The Aures system from Kawai, that's AURES. If you haven't seen that video, please check it out. The GL10 from Kawai comes with one of those, an Aures system as an attachment.
Yeah, and I don't know that anyone has really gone out and made a video to show off those instruments that you just mentioned as a learning, practicing tool. Because most of the life of that instrument, especially in some of the households where there's 16-year-olds and under, and there are beginners in line to play on that instrument that haven't really started yet.
That's true.
The piano is going to spend about most of its life catering to someone learning and practicing and repeating and the repetition and all that. And that is really critical, important, because everyone's at peace with there's peace in the house.
It's true, and it becomes more of a bonding experience because it can be private, it can be a performance as well.
I'm a firm believer that piano players learn quicker in headphones because they know they're not bothering those around them.
Well, that is a little bit of advice for what's the best instrument. Again, it's really about commitment. It's about what are you going to say is right for me, and then make it right for you. It comes with that mindset a little bit.
And define the beginner.
Yeah.
Not just by age group, but by talent.
Yeah, exactly. And so If you guys have any recommendations for best beginner instruments, please leave some below. There's lots of great gear out there. We've reviewed a whole bunch on this channel, so you can click through some of our videos. We have reviewed everything that's down to $60 all the way up to $60,000, $100,000.
Even beach keyboards.
And so, yeah, so we've gone through all of it, and you know, there's some really great products out there, and there's a lot of great answers to that question, what's the right beginner one? So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you're subscribed so you see more great content, and we will continue bringing it to you. Thanks for watching.